Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, and that's because I want to touch on some topics that's very important that we need to discuss as a collective, as a community. So, hold on one second. Let me make sure I get all of my paper and my documents that I need. Hold on. Okay, this Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is something that I discussed online. I was a part of a group that I was in, and one of the topics that I had posted was, I said something to the effects of, I don't trust females that call themselves bitches, that they're weak. And I explained to them why, and I basically summed it all up as because they're compromised, because it's intentional, and they're on demon time. And I explained to the people that was coming on, even though the people that was in this group was very smart and intelligent people, and they responded very nicely and very elegantly. They were speaking on behalf of the people that they know that do call themselves bitches, or family members or people that they do love that do it, you know? So they were giving me the reasons why. And then I broke down to them that that's still unacceptable, because at the end of the day, it's still confusion. And remember, I'm going to keep saying this throughout the whole video. The devil deals with confusion. It's not consistent. It's hot and it's cold. It doesn't, with God, it's consistent, it's persistent, it's specific, and it's consistently letting you know what it is throughout. There's no questioning, all right? When it's the devil, you're questioning, it's only at this time, it's only at that time. So I explained to her, I said, well, why do they call themselves bitches? How come they never answer the question when I say, why do you call your enemy the same? Why do you call yourself a bitch? It doesn't make sense. Why would you call yourself something so low when you could call yourself something so high? Why choose the low when you could be the strongest possible, or the best possible? And she said, well, she broke out the acronym for bitch, beautiful, intelligent. I don't remember all the words, but it was something to that effect. Oh, beautiful, intelligent, So I was like, okay, that's sweet. If it was really true, well then if that's the case, if that's what it is, beautiful, that's what it really means, then why not just call yourself that? Or why, if it really meant that, why do you wait when you get into an argument with your enemy, and you're fighting, and you're arguing with your enemy, and you want to grab the worst name that you could possibly find? You want to call them the worst, nasty, horrible name that you know it's just horrible. Why do they choose the same bitch that they call themselves? They try to choose the worst name possible, and they do. And they call them the same bitch what they call themselves. So if it meant beautiful, intelligent, the same person that feels like it's a good word, why do you call your enemy that if it's a bad word? Because dealing with powerful words, let's take the word of God. If somebody wants to call themselves God, no matter how mad or angry they get, no matter what tone they use, their enemy is not going to like calling them God. And I'm not going to, the person that's using that word is not going to. No matter how angry your enemy is, if they call you God or something powerful, you're still not going to be mad. And if I was to call myself God or something, other word, just choose any word. Just make sure it's powerful or something of importance. But anyways, if I choose that, I'm not going to say, oh, why did you say God in that tone? Any way you slice it is going to be good. But with the word bitch, they don't want you calling them that at certain times. They only want you to call it at this time, and then don't at this time. Don't use this tone. And come on, it's all a game, and it's all to put you down. Because I was dealing with some females a couple of times where I would get to know some females, and they would get offended because I don't want to call myself a bitch. And it's like, why are you even getting offended? And then I realized it wasn't about that. Females call each other bitches because they want to show them that they control them, that they the overtakers. Because why would you get offended if another female doesn't want you to call them a bitch, and then they act like they don't know? And then who the hell do you think you are coming up to somebody you don't know and thinking it's okay to call them a bitch? I let them know on the spot, look, don't call me that. I don't call myself that. Call me something powerful if you can. Some of them get offended. Why are you getting offended? They get offended. Seriously. I'll bring up names if I have to. And they will seriously get offended because I don't want to call myself something low. I'm like, fine, if you want to call yourself that, I'll call you a bitch. This is what I say to them. I'll call you a bitch, but don't call me one. I'll tell them what they call me. And they get really mad. It's like, hold up, you like being called a bitch though. Why are you getting mad? Because I want you to call me something powerful. Because then me calling them a bitch, and then them calling me something like God or something like that, that's going to make them feel low. That's what you're calling yourself. Then why are you even feeling insecure? I'm calling myself Earth. That's powerful, and that's who I am, and I know exactly who I am and what mission. I know everything what I need to do, and I'm strong with it, and I'm proud of that. But that's one of the topics that we need to speak about. How females will come up to somebody that they don't know and just automatically assume they want to be called a bitch, and then when you correct them, they try to get mad. And then I realized that that's a way of trying to control people. Like that, from my experience and doing all the tests and seeing how people really operate. That once they see that they can call you a bitch, they're gonna get in there, And then on top of that, they really don't even be liking you anyways. That's why they want to call you a bitch, and that's how you know how you can tell, because when they get mad, they call you you the same bitch that they was calling you when they was happy. They never really liked you anyways. And that's why I need to know. I told them I need to know who's real and who's fake right now. Let me know, because I don't want you calling me a bitch. And if you get offended about that, that means you're my enemy. You were my undercover enemy. Okay? That's one topic that I want to speak about. And now we're going to move that over and we're going to get on to the next topic that I wanted to discuss, which was the dark skin and light skin situation with colorism. All right, so a lot of people are starting to discuss colorism, anti-black, non-black, all of that type of talk that we need to be talking about so we can be aware of what's going on in our surroundings on a daily basis. We really need to be discussing how there is black people, dark-skinned people like me. Like I said, there's light-skinned colorists, there's dark-skinned colorists, there's brown-skinned colorists, there's colorist little kids, there's boy colorists, there's girl colorists, there's men, women, and every type of colorist you can name in the black community. If you're black or in the black community or consider yourself a part of the black community, then there's a chance that you could be a colorist if you're not aware. But also, I also wanted to let people know that everyone is also aware of their colorism, because in order to be a part and participate in colorism, it has to be intentional and it has to be intentional and unapologetic. You have to understand those two things, intentional and unapologetic. So that means they're premeditating this on a daily basis of what their next move when they go outside. They're thinking how, like they're setting up systems. To set up a system, you have to be getting up, sleeping, going home, thinking, putting a plan together, consistently thinking about it. Let's be real. You can't be a colorist come up with systems and all of this stuff without thinking and premeditating this. This is intentional. And they pay other people to be a part of it. So when dark-skinned people do this to each other and then they get mad when white people do it, it's not because they don't want white people to do it. It's just that they can't be a part of it because white people are following their system. Remember, before white people was even here to have racism, there was colorism. Okay, we need to understand that, because most black groups will hide that because they're in the middle of doing it right now and they're about to go do it tomorrow, so they don't want you to see it, so they'll hide that part. I'm speaking about colorism, meaning black people, dark-skinned people, or black people in general hating dark skin, coming to a conclusion together to do this and then complain about the torture and the karma and the consequences of their actions and decisions to get the people that they're complaining about out of here. The people that they're complaining about has a reason to be here, every reason to be here. The more they feel like they should be a colorist is the more white people deserve to be here, as racist as they are too, because that's what we as a collective are birthing into the community. And they don't even have to be racist. It's just that white people were birthed here through racism, which is colorism. So they just followed it on and said, oh, okay, we like your system. Now stay out of it because you're black. And your system says we're not supposed to like you because we're better. No matter how light skin you think you are in the black community, you're not white. Plus you ain't got blonde hair and blue eyes. And even if you did, your genetics says that you're not. One of your parents is that. That's how far that they will take it because of your own system. Your own system tells them that. So dark-skinned people, when I see these dark-skinned women trying to act like they don't know, when I step in the room, they know what they're doing. And first of all, I never get around dark-skinned people to even speak. So I usually have to speak this to light-skinned people because light-skinned people are the ones that want to try me the most. So I have verbal altercations with lighter-skinned, non-black white people about these discussions because they feel like the last dark-skinned person hated themselves and they would teach them this. The last dark-skinned person they was around probably was, a coon or a slave, one of those people that's, whatever name you want to give them. Those ones that sit there and act like they don't see it, or like the dark-skinned ones that don't, and they're getting hit the most. They just want the little tiny bit of scratch. They don't even get no respect, no praise, or nothing. A little bit of praise they do get, they laughing amongst them all, and they're the butt of the jokes. And dark-skinned people notice, and they'll sit there and be quiet and act like they don't know what I'm talking about, and make people flip so people can think they're having a good time with the people that's not dark-skinned like them. No, they're not. They ain't feeling like shit. Every night when they go home, if they hate themselves, or they don't like themselves, or they show any type of self-hate of themselves, you think they don't hate themselves? Or colorism is not there. But they're trying to lie because they feel like that's a form of selling out, because they feel like whatever light-skinned or non-black person that's around them will accept them and think, oh, they fight hard and will love them for that, for not seeing, same thing that people do with white people and Mexico, all the other races do with, y'all all know what I'm saying, because I'm Earth, and I know this in my heart. I know that y'all know this already. I just need to speak this out for anybody that's young or probably haven't really had much life experience, but anybody that had much life experience you already know this stuff by 5 years old. I had students I was working with that already knew this and understood this. So when I see adults acting like they don't know, that means you're compromising, you're getting paid. And there's a lot of light-skinned people that is a part of this system because they will speak up about it, but then they will go off and promote all the light-skinned people that is, and they know. Just like if I see a dark-skinned person, I'm not going to allow them to sit there and be colorist and lie in front of my face and be a part of that. No, I'm not staying on coke. with that. If you're a black self-hater, you say anything about nappy hair, you hate yourself, you black features, any type of way any type of thing that's in the way of trying to show people that you hate yourself, and because you get rewards. Us as dark skinned people get rewards. The more we sell out, the more cookie crumbs that we get, and I just don't want to be a part of it. So I haven't been being a part of any of the rewards. But a lot of dark skinned people are getting a part of the rewards. Look at who they're around. Look at who the person that they're around. We can look at them and see that they don't like them, they don't support them, and they support everybody that hates them, and they're right on board with it. We really need to really look at what's going on. So I'm discussing this so everybody can act that's pretending like they don't know. Now they know. Now somebody's discussing it, somebody's exposing this. Oh no, they're caught on. Yeah, they caught on. And the more you try to lie, the more I'm gonna just speak up, because I used to be like this. So it's no way you can try to hide. I play chess with the colorism on trying to hate myself. So that means I know every single outcome, and I tried everything before coming to myself and saying, no, I gotta deal with this, I gotta fix this and be accountable and hold myself accountable, and realize, oh, I gotta stop supporting all of these people. Like, there's kids watching. These kids gonna think that this is what it's supposed to be. When you're being compromised and you know it's wrong, but you're trying to say to the young kids, no, this is good, this is how life's supposed to be. Nah, I had to discuss this. And I'm gonna come back to this topic in another video. I just didn't want to take it up with this. And another thing, I want to speak on witchcraft. So the witchcraft, I wanted to knock this out too. I wanted to make sure at least I got this in, because I don't know how long I'm gonna let the video go, but right now I want to get the witchcraft out. Okay, so I just want to start this off by saying, anybody that does witchcraft, I'm not scared of you, and anybody that knows anybody that does witchcraft, please don't be scared of them, unless you out here doing evil, doing fucked up shit, doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, participating in things you should not be participating in, initiating things against people that you don't want done to you or your family. But then when you get your karma, somebody does it to you, then you want to try to play victim and cry wolf. No. If you do that, understand the witchcraft will definitely work. Witchcraft was getting at me for a minute too, and I didn't realize, and I wasn't being aware, and being accountable of my actions and doing things to people that I don't want done to me. I treat people how I want to be treated. And a lot of people, the witchcraft will work if you're not prayed up. If you are not prayed up and you do not believe in God and you do not live righteously, I'm talking about do unto others what you want done to you, and you're trying to initiate, your plans of robbing somebody tomorrow because somebody that got you with some witchcraft and then messed you up, and now you want to get mad or why is this? That's what you get. Witchcraft only touches you or only lasts until you wake up. That means you wasn't aware of something. That means something you wasn't aware of in that area, and they got you. All right. And if you're not protected, you can't even get your get back. God is going to get your get back for you. You can't even get your get back because you over here doing other evil, messed up stuff that you don't want done to you and your family. So it's like, it's no reason for you to be scared of these people, because look, a real person that's into witchcraft is always a good and bad way to do things. All right. And yeah, witchcraft is true. It is. And it can harm you, and it can also give you life. But I don't mess with that stuff. But I also wanted to say that there is good people that mess with that stuff, and there's bad people that mess with that stuff. And the bad people, you can tell who they are because they will initiate. They'll start doing spells, and not on themselves and nothing like that. They'll do it on other people and set up dolls and stick pins and harm people on themselves. And just because they got mad because they walked past them with an attitude one day. So one day they seen them and they got mad and did all of this and harmed their life just because they felt like they had the power to do it. That's an evil person. That means they're gonna have a lot of bad karma coming to them. Even though you think that stuff is working, it's not gonna work for long. It only works on people that's not protected. Meaning that if you're not aware, you don't have the eyes to see, if somebody watching over you, protecting you, and you don't, that's gonna make sure if you do affect you in any type of way, your karma's coming back. Trust me, I've been through it. It's gonna come back 10 times fold. The longer it takes to get to them, the worse it's gonna be. It's gonna give them the opposite effect. The worst thing that they're gonna feel is they're gonna think it works at first, and then it's gonna come at the wrong time. You gotta trust in who you are and what you're doing. Because this witchcraft is no joke, and like I said, there's no reason for you to be scared. If you didn't do nothing to nobody, you didn't try to initiate nothing, you didn't have no bad thoughts about them, you ain't trying to stop nothing, and somebody is literally waking up, going to sleep, making plans, making dolls against you, doing all of this, and they think they're just gonna literally ride off to the sunset, and just that. If they really think that, that's because a lot of people bad witchcraft people run into, a lot of people don't believe in God, and they do not stay prayed up. I do return back to sender prayers and pray to God and make sure He covers me. But some people are not prayed up at all. They get up every day and do not make prayer throughout the day. They only call on God when they need something. That's it. Or when they're in trouble, then they'll pray, please God protect me. Or this week, because something's coming up, they know that they did something. Oh God, that whole week they're praying. Nah, I'm talking about you have to be prayed up. You have to consistently make prayers. Every day somebody's trying to attack you. And you have to consistently continuously say prayed up. So when you're off doing some messed up stuff to somebody, say, yeah, I got hit with some witchcraft, and then I'm sitting there thinking about how I'm gonna go use somebody and steal their money, and like that's not gonna work. You're gonna get hit, and that's it. No protection. You ain't even gonna get your get back. You want your get back. Most people want their get back. I got to the point where I don't even care, and God just throwing it up in my face, and I don't even care. I'm just making sure I execute, and that's it. You know, and make sure that God is known for the glory. That I'm nothing without God. You know, and everything, any good thing that comes from me is because of God. I give God all. I don't want none of it because it was because of God. You know, and that's how I'm able to break through from the witchcraft. You know, and so a lot of them also siphon my energy. You know, people, these not just witchcraft people. I'm gonna move on from the witchcraft. We'll get back to this topic again in the next video. But I wanted to move on to siphoning the energy. Now, a lot of people don't know that they're siphoning. What siphoning energy is. It's basically draining people, using people for their energy in different types of ways. It could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be whatever the case it may be. But siphoning as in, like, also copying off somebody. Like, if I get my hair like this and somebody copies, okay, somebody copied. But if I get my hair like this and then you copy and then I switch it up, put it in a ponytail, and then you switch it up, put it in a ponytail, and then I put mine down, and then wear some big clown shoes, and then you put yours up, every single second, that's siphoning somebody's energy because they want your energy, because they want people to think that they're you. They want people to think that the magic they see with you. They don't want to give you the credit. They don't even want to realize that you exist. But they want that light off of you. So they think by doing every little thing that you do, that when they go in front of people, they're going to view them as the way they view you. You know, because they won't give you the credit. They want people to think they came up with it. You know, and that's something that I go through. People siphoning my energy. Every little thing, every little detail. I can do something completely different. Before natural hair wasn't even out that much when I was doing the natural hair movement. And I added to it because there's other people that was doing it, of course. But I'm saying at the time when I was looking for somebody to try to be, it wasn't much. Talking about like energy as in energetically, spiritually. Like I will speak on colorism, and then out of nowhere, I'll see some people that was completely against colorism, and they were colorists. They were actually pro-colorist, and now all of a sudden they're doing this because they're so into competing with me that they don't even realize that they're not even making any sense. If they really became a changed person, I think that the people that they're speaking to need to know about their past, about how they was a colorist, you know? So that way it can make sense, but they don't want people to know that because they're too busy copying off me. I've always been this way. I've never been a colorist though, but I've always, I have my problems with, you know, my hair, but never, you know, discriminated against nobody because they were dark skinned, and I was aware of that because my father, and I love my father, and we have the same complexion. But they siphon like that, and that's how I can tell when people are really about something when they're not, because some people start talking about colorism, and it's like, oh, you did all of that, and you want to go walk off, and then you want to go listen to some colorist artist that's blatant. It's not even like they're hiding it, it's blatant, because like I said, you can't, it's not colorism unless it's intentional, and if you're unapologetic about it. You have to be unapologetic, and that means, when I say intentional, that means getting up, going to sleep, thinking of a system. You have a whole paperwork on this, you're written on us, like, you know, like that's how serious that it is, and we keep thinking it's a joke. And we don't think it's a joke, we just want to be compromised because we want to be getting some doggy biscuits for the self-hate. But I don't want to get off the topic of the siphoning the energy, but that's a part of it because they will try to act like they're not colors. They'll speak up on black facts, but then you'll see them only having images of pale and white skin to worship or non-black. You think they don't notice that? Come on, a real person that let themselves notice that. And they think that they're hiding and getting away with it. So I just wanted to speak on siphoning energy. That's one of the forms of many examples of how people siphon your energy. They can copy off you everything you do. They can try to, you know, talk like you, walk like you. They'll go through the extremes to be like you without giving you no credit, which I have a lot of light-skinned people doing that with me. They will siphon my energy. The dark-skinned people, they probably do siphon my energy, but they're not loud, and they probably go somewhere else far where I can't see it. But the light-skinned people want it to be seen when they take my energy because they probably got it from somebody else that was copying off me, and they want to showcase my energy to me, and it's mine. And then they get mad because I do it better than them, and it's like, that's my energy. You know, so people that know me pretty much knows that I'm really like this in real life. This is not just the cameras. Like I really am like this in real life. Like people say to me every day, this is too good to be true, so they fuck shit up all the time. People do it all the time. Then they find out that it was as good as it was, and then it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to pay attention to your intuition. Your intuition's gonna tell you, but they knock their intuition just to be compromised with something stupid. Then they realize, and since they realize that it wasn't worth it, then they want to come back. But no, hold yourself accountable and go show off your accountability somewhere else the next time. If you write and you align again, it'll pop up out of nowhere and you can get your chance again, but not with me. And the last thing that I want to speak about will be what will happen in the invisible law. So yeah, so we got the new invisible laws from the new heaven on earth, and I'm very excited about it. I've been speaking about this for years and years and years, and now it's actually here. I'm feeling it, I'm tasting it, I'm smelling it, I'm seeing it. But yeah, so the invisible laws are the laws that I'm studying now. I don't have to lay them out. There'll be energetic laws where everybody will automatically know, or there'll be energetic punishments. That was one of the messages that God wanted me to send to you. Everybody stay in tune with your intuition, because your intuition is going to tell you who's right and who's wrong, who to trust. What happens, the people that don't listen, there will be serious consequences for the people that do try to attempt to harass or bully anybody with colorism or racism, which each year going by, that's what you will see. So, right now I think I touched everything. If not, there will be another video where I will be speaking about all the facts that I probably had missed, and I want you guys to speak on or discuss amongst yourselves. So that's everything for right now. So I want y'all to stay in tune.